Do you want to get more MSP clients without paying for ads? In this video, I'm going to share with you how to cold email as an MSP to scale your business, get more leads, so you have more opportunities to close more business. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We teach MSPs like yourself how to get more leads in their business, close more deals, and operate a successful growing MSP. Before I get into today's video, I do want to invite you to go check out our website, growth-generators.com. And on our website, growth-generators.com, we have a bunch of super helpful things from our programs, the MSP Heroes, the Launchpad, all that good stuff. But more importantly, we have over 1,100 and growing members in the Discord. All you have to do is go to growth-generators.com/Discord or go to growth-generators.com. Under the resources area, you'll see Discord. Click that. You'll be brought right into the MSP Discord where there are hundreds, actually over 1,000 people growing their MSP. I jump in there every once in a while. It's a fantastic community. Feel free to ask questions and all of that. And if you're really serious about growing your MSP, you want some mentorship, some coaching, and a bunch of the premium resources we offer, you should go check out under the Our Programs area, the MSP Heroes section. So, let's talk about cold emailing. This is something I hear all the time. Harrison, I want to send cold emails. I can do it in my off time. They can be scheduled and sent in the future, which all of this is actually true. Now, I want to be fully clear. I hate getting cold emails. I didn't want to make this video. However, I've had a lot of success sending cold emails, but cold emails have gotten way out of control recently. So the reason I'm making this video is because if you're going to do cold emails, I want you to genuinely do them correctly and not how it seems like everybody is doing them where they're pretty bad, right? So some quick little bits of information for you. Yes, cold emailing absolutely works. The people that say it doesn't work are 100% not doing it correctly. And cold emailing, to be done correctly, especially now. Now, back in the day, it was absolutely quantity over quality. In today's day and age, right, in the beginning parts, Q2 of 2025, it is quality over quantity. And that is something you have to embrace in order to actually grow. It is one of the best lead generation techniques. You pay, in most cases, for a monthly software, and you can reach tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that are your target customers. This is the most important thing about it. It's better than going through SEO, which takes time. You can run paid ads, which cost money. You can go out to networking, but there's only so many hours you could be out networking. And then what happens if a ticket actually comes in? So the first and most important thing is we have to figure out who is our target customer, right? And I'm pulling up the buyer persona here because you have to go through and figure out who your target customer is. This is the absolute most important thing because everything that you do after this, right? I'll zoom in a little bit. We need to know who we're going after, this fake person. We need to create a buyer persona or an ICP, an ideal customer profile, that we could basically take and understand who we actually want to go after, right? This could be general contractors, the managers, right? Or the foreman of those companies. They could be office managers. They could be the CEOs. It doesn't particularly matter. You just have to know who your target customer is. Maybe it's the partners in a law group. That's totally fine as well. There's plenty of opportunity there. The doctors in a healthcare office, right? There's so many different ways to go about it. But you have to know who you're actually going after before any of this actually works. Otherwise, you're going to say, Harrison, this doesn't work, and I watched this video and nothing happened. Trust me, it will work. Now, in order to build a list, we need some tools. Now, in theory, I'd love for you to be creating content, whether that's YouTube videos, blog posts, Instagrams, TikToks, LinkedIn, whatever it is, to be generating inbound leads. But I know that that's not the reality for most people. We need to build or get some kind of list. In this case, I like two programs specifically to get that list. Currently, there's a spring sale going on, but many of you guys have heard me say Lead Scrape. I will say that until I am blue in the face. It is probably in my opinion, it is the best program, bang for the buck. It is an annual subscription license, I believe, that you get with it. But it is a truly incredible program. It runs directly on your computer. You can scan an area, you can scan a state, and you can find leads in your niche. You can pick the industry that you want to go to. It's going to give you a ton of information back, who the partners are, who the owners are, the information on the website. It's truly an amazing platform. It'll grab all the websites, and it can even verify, although you're going to want to check the verification on that. The other program you could use is Apollo, APOLLO.io. I will also leave links down below to these. I believe I'm an affiliate with both. I may or may not be. I don't remember. But Apollo's the other tool. You can use Apollo to scrape data. And in here, you see the little platform. You can see all the people, the filters, the people's names, the title of who they actually are. But these are the two programs you are absolutely going to need in order to be successful with this campaign, right? We can run scans, we can pull lists, and we can grab it. After we do that, you can use a program like Kickbox to verify those emails. I don't want anyone sending emails to email addresses that don't exist. Right? We have to go out and we have to send emails to the right people. Kickbox is a fantastic one. Never Bounce, Zero Bounce. There's a bunch of them out there. Honestly, pick whatever one you want. They all do the same thing. They run it through some kind of database and they check to see if it's a real email or not, and they will help remove a lot of the junk because there's plenty of email addresses that are left on the internet that may or may not show up. You have to go through and clean your list. We want the best emails to increase our deliverability. If we have a lot of bad emails, we're going to decrease our deliverability and we're going to hurt our chances of actually succeeding. Now, one little bonus tip, if you've made it this far, first, you have to hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and if you're learning something, please let me know down in the comments. Now is the time to go out and set up a second domain. Let me repeat that because it is incredibly important. You need to go out and set up a second domain. It could be one character off from your main domain. But the last thing that you want to do is use your main domain for sending out cold emails. You will absolutely tank your deliverability and it will cripple your business for the foreseeable future. It is brutal to get your email and your domain unblacklisted. Create an entirely new domain, fire up a new email account, whether you're using Google or Microsoft 365, but you have to do it on a different platform. There is no other choice for that. Now, after you get this done, we have a new email domain, we have a list, we have a clean list, hopefully. We have to write the actual emails. I know you're probably, Harrison, give me the tools. I'm getting there, I promise, because we all like shiny objects, all right? We have to make sure that we write cold emails that are going to get replies. These emails, especially the subject lines, short, curiosity-driven, or personalized. Preferably all three of those, right? The more personalized we can get, the better and the higher likelihood they're going to open it. The shorter and easier it is for people to read, even better. And if it drives some curiosity, amazing. But we have to come from a curiosity-driven place. Now, after you address the person, hey, XYZ name, whatever their name is, we need an opening line. I like to call it an icebreaker. Every platform out there is going to call it something slightly different. This is no fluff. It has to be truly dialed in and personalized, hyper relevant. This is where most people go wrong with cold emailing. They send thousands of emails and wonder why nobody's calling them back because it looks like a cold email. You have to do a little bit of work. You have to use a platform like LinkedIn. I'm going to share my LinkedIn here. And if anyone wants to connect with me, I will put that down below. You could also get LinkedIn Sales Navigator and grab contacts from there. But you want to go through and you want to find information on these people, right? I'll just use my own profile as a prime example here, right? LinkedIn.com, Harrison T. Barron, right? And we want to find information, right? I post videos almost every day. I've taken a little break because I've had some family things going on. Nothing bad. Just we all know already what happened. There's plenty of information in here of what I do, right? Who I am, what I do. There is such an easy way to tie that in. Hey, Harrison, I saw your video close 5 MSP clients in 60 days. Amazing, right? Also a great reason to subscribe to this channel. There is so much activity here, but it has to be dialed in. If your content is not dialed in for that person, it's a complete and utter waste. The next part, the body, the meat and potatoes, is you have to address their problem, offer a benefit, and then show that you're a credible source. That's it, right? You're solving some kind of problem, you're offering a benefit to them, and you're showing credibility. That's all you got to do. And then a low friction, low resistance call to action. Worth a chat, opening to learn more, want to grab some time on my calendar. If you're doing local, want to meet for coffee, something super simple. Right? So here's a quick little example of this. Get your pens and note papers out because this is what you want to steal. This is the good stuff. Hey, so-and-so, notice your company or notice you personalized information. We help businesses in XY industry that you serve avoid downtime or help with security, right? And boost their security, right? By acting as their outsourced IT team. Worth a quick 15-minute call next week, tomorrow, whatever it is. It is quite literally that simple. One of my other favorite ones that I've seen is the subject line is 1-letter reply. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Hey, Harrison, saw that you are in the MSP space. We help businesses, whatever they did. I forget what they did. Option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. It was like option 4 was leave my number alone. Option 3 or C was book a 15-minute call with me. Option A was, I forget, it was like find out more information, and B, I don't quite remember, but it was something along that order. And I was like, cool. And, I don't even think I declined them. I was like, this is interesting. This is the first time I've seen this one. You have to get creative with these. That's the most important thing. Now, we want to send these emails at scale. And you're probably wondering, Harrison, what tools are you going to show us today? And that's where these tools come into play. There are 2 tools I recommend. My personal favorite is Lemlist. I have more experience with Lemlist than I do with Instantly. Instantly.ai or lemlist.com, lemlist.com, and Instantly, instantly.ai. That's how they spell it. I only spell things because sometimes they have a little bit of a weird wording and some people go to the wrong sites. But in here, right, both of these programs will do cold emailing. What you have to do is when you have a new domain, you have to warm it up, right? You can't just go out there, fire up a new domain, and send tens of thousands of emails. I'm sorry. Instantly and Lemlist both have warming processes in there, but it's going to take you about 30 days to send an email out. Truthfully, you have to warm up that email, and other servers around the world have to say, okay, this is a real company. They take care of that for you, but you have to know this process first. And then, and only then, can you take the email that I've given you and plug it into Lemlist or Instantly and start sending out tons and tons and tons of emails, right? And you have to think, is it worth a chat? You want to download our free resource? There's a million things that could actually be done, right? You can go through, you can do an A/B test in all of these, and this is what the email is going to look like in Lemlist. You'll have your, coffee chat. Hey, first name, congrats on joining. They have a bunch of templates in there too that you can steal and try to use, right? And then you have those custom variables, which are always super nice. My favorite thing about this is they are both super, super easy. We want to make sure that we don't send too many emails. It's hyper targeted, and we don't sound salesy or like a robot. I quite literally 15 to 20 minutes before I recorded this video, a member in the MSP Heroes was like, you're going to get a laugh at this. Sent me a DM and showed me a screenshot. And it said, hey, with the brackets, first_name, and then the rest of the information. And I was like, wow, their bot doesn't even work. They've put in the lowest amount of effort possible. Now, most people are not going to get your first email and say, take all of my money. Please, they're just not. They're not going to do it. I'd love for them to do that, but they're not. It's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 touch points before they buy. Now, I'm not saying hammer them, hammer them, hammer them. Give them time to breathe. One or two, maybe a couple weeks later, one or two, a couple weeks later, one or two. It is a process. But the nice part is you can set this up and you could do this in the evenings when the kids are in bed or you're not working the 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you have going on. This is something that you can absolutely do. Now, what I would even recommend going further, because you know that the golden nuggets are always at the end, use a multi-point approach. Truthfully, you can send videos, case studies, lead magnets, follow-ups. We want to make sure that we're using a multi-point approach also with picking up the phone and calling if we can, connecting with them on LinkedIn if possible. But we want to build trust. We want to stay top of mind, but we don't want to harass people. Truly, it is super important that we understand that we are not harassing people. Not everyone is going to be a great fit for you and the business. Let them see it all. And you're going to get data in real time. A/B test. What is doing better? Keep going through the process. It takes time to get gold out of this, but this is truly a fantastic way to build leads. But it takes time. It is not something you can rush. The more time you put in prep, it's just like painting or building a house. The more time you put in prep, the easier everything else is, right? If you build the house correctly and you take the time to prepare and make sure everything's great and the foundation is laid, the rest of the house being built is cake. Same thing with painting. If you take the time to tape, you lay down the tarps, everything else like that, painting is cake afterwards. But the 90% of work is done in the prep to be successful. If you've enjoyed this video, I would once again appreciate a like, a comment, a subscribe. If you want to come hang out in the membership, you can head over to growth-generators.com under our programs, MSP Heroes. If you want to learn more from other MSPs and just hang out in the community, growth-generators.com/Discord. I love the heck out of you guys, as always. Once again, I don't love cold emailing, but if you're going to do it, at least now you know how to do it correctly. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later.